Yo, what is up, my dudes? Um, I'm back with another video. Um, this time I'm gonna be doing something a little different, actually. As I never went over, one of my favorite deaths from the anime that I just finished a few weeks ago, the King's Games. And you might be like, okay, it has to be. Okay, which deaths are you talking about? Is it just regular deaths or the deaths that the characters got from disobeying the king? Well, personally for me, I like counting the ones that actually are caused by the king by disobeying him. So sorry for the main antagonist and the main protagonist. As much as I want to add them in and say that one is my favorite because it's the most shocking deaths, I will not be counting it because it is not part of the disobeying King's Rules deaths. It's just a regular death. See, so Natsuko's death and in the main character's death will not count on the final episode. So yeah, the one that really gets me the most is probably the first regular disobeying the King's Rules death. And which one is that, you might be asking me, or yourself? Well, that one would have to be Yuichi. Yuichi had started to actually beat up the main protagonist and claimed that he was the one who was killing everyone and causing all of these hangings and suicides and all of that crap, which the king was the actual person who was doing it, not her main protagonist, obviously, because he's the freaking protagonist. Of course he's not the one doing the freaking bad things, you know? It just doesn't make sense. But yeah, Yuichi's death was one of the best because it was just arguably one of the most shocking ones, because it was one of the first disobeying the King's Rules deaths in the show, and it was really graphic. Literally everyone saw the death, including Natsuko, and yeah, everyone was just shocked. Everyone was just they were just shocked and everything. And you might be like, well, what happened to him? Well, his death was by blood loss. Now, at first, when it showed Yuichi's nose just starting to leak blood, I thought, okay, this is going to be a tame, severe, her nose bleed tip death, right? It's nothing really rash or severe. How effing wrong I was. This dude's death was arguably one of the most shocking ones for me, because it was one of the first ones that you see in the anime where it's an actual punishment by the king, basically. And yeah, the regular nosebleed was just the start of his punishment, basically. As soon as it started to bleed, he looked at it, and then that is when everyone else saw what was happening to him. He started getting these like blood blisters all over his body. I might show pictures and I might not. Just know that there might be some gore in this. I don't know. I might put that. I don't know. We'll see if I want to actually edit that in. And to where literally every frickin' buddy was watching all of these blood blisters form. Basically, Natsuko saw it, the rest of the classmates saw it, the main protagonist saw it while he was still on the ground from Yuichi's other two thugs were actually holding him on the ground. And even were her watching him actually get all these blood blisters, or whatever you want to call those, like, red spots. I don't really know what else to call them besides blood blisters, because that's what they kind of look like. And they just spread all over his face, arms, legs, everywhere, basically. And yeah, he was slowly actually bleeding to death, and eventually, yeah, this is where, and just in case there are some people who might not be ready for the worst part of his punishment, I will leave a warning right here. If you don't like being disturbed or just easily freaked out, don't watch the rest of this video. It gets so much more effed up than just those blood blisters. As, yeah, eventually, not just his regular skin gets that type of a blister look. His eyes literally get that blister look as well. And if you know what might be happening to him, you will know what happens next. Yeah, eventually he just yells out in just agony and pain and all that crap. And yeah, we get a close-up of his face as he yells out, or after his death, and I won't explain this until later. But yeah, basically, he actually eventually yells, "Help me," before the rest of the blood just explodes out of his body, and he like groans one more final time before just collapsing, basically dead. And this is the most disturbing part. Yeah, you remember those blood blisters on his eyes, right? As soon as Yuichi collapses, you get a fucking close-up of his face. This is the most disturbing part, in my opinion. His eyes, I'm just telling you guys this, because it's just messed up. If you don't want to know what happens next, just click off the video here, because his eyes, they're gone. They're just fucking gone. They're just, I don't know if they exploded out of his body. I don't know if they disintegrated. I think they just exploded out of his body. I don't know. And you get a close-up of his face with his eyes out of their sockets. I'm not kidding. It's disgusting. It's disturbing. And I was just like, holy shit. The first time that I watched it, I'm like, dude, this motherfucking king is not messing around. If he means punishments, he means punishments. And of course, some of them are more tame. I won't get into those because those ones aren't really deaths caused by the king. There are some other really severe ones, such as being set on fire, having your whole body ripped apart, yada. I won't get into those characters' deaths because they're irrelevant, and I wanted to go over one of my favorites because Yuichi's death had just that shock value. Like, holy crap, these punishments are not just fun and games. He's meaning every single part of it. When he means punishments, you're basically dead. You're dead. If you have that punishment text, you're just dead. Almost instantly. An agonizing demise, basically, is what Yuichi's death summarized in my head from the first episode. It was such a great death. I'm just like, wow. It was such a shocking death that was probably one of my favorites. Now, if I were to obviously count the main characters and Natsuko's without putting the deaths in the whole king's killing the participants part, those two would obviously be my number one. But Yes, considering that I wanted to go into one of the ones that were her the most or like disturbing deaths, which are her the ones with the king actually killing the actual people. Yeah, sorry Natsuko, and sorry for the main character. Yuichi has you beat on this one in particular, but that is going to be it. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, I'm gonna have some editing to do before I actually upload this. So, until next time, peace out, guys.